Big Bad Wolf's cottage was wrapped in a feather bed of snow, the soft white blanket dots spreading as far as the eye could see. Icicles hung like sharp teeth from the edges of the dot roof, shimmering in the pale winter sun. Inside, the warm fire crackled, casting dancing shadows on the wooden walls. But Lyle Wolf, bundled tightly in his thick scarf and mittens, didn't have the luxury of staying warm. He groaned as he shoved the heavy front door open, revealing a pathway clogged with snow piled almost to his knees. The biting cold stung his nose and cheeks as he grabbed a shovel, grunting with effort to clear the path. "Do come and help, Father," he called out, his small voice breaking the stillness of the frosty morning. "This is hard work." From the comfort of the cozy cottage, Big Bad Wolf poked his head out, a sly grin spreading across his face. Steam from his cup of tea swirled around his snout. "I am too busy to help you, son," he replied cheerfully. "I have important work to do. I'm off to get." "You asked some pork sausages for supper." Lil Wolf paused, leaning on a shovel, his breath visible in the cold air. "Oh dear," he muttered under his breath, shaking his head. "That means my father has another ridiculous plan to catch those 3 little pigs. When will he learn?" Indeed, Big Bad Wolf's mind was brimming with mischievous ideas. The snowy day he believed was the perfect opportunity. He knew the playful fifer and fiddler pigs wouldn't resist the chance to frolic outside, even if their practical brother tried to keep them indoors. The wolf, his yellow eyes glinting with excitement, crouched behind a tall pine tree and watched. Sure enough, the 2 pigs were out in the snow, their squeals of laughter carrying through the crisp air as they tossed snowballs and built a snow pig. Practical Pig could be seen at the window, shaking his head and muttering something before disappearing back inside. "Their front door is open," Big Bad Wolf whispered to himself, his sharp ears twitching. "But no, I won't try to pounce on them. They'd be inside like a flash if they saw me coming. I need something clever, something foolproof." A deep, gurgly chuckle bubbled up from his throat as a devilish idea formed in his mind. "I've got it. Oh, I'm a genius, a clever, brilliant wolfie." He rubbed his paws together and crept to the far side of the hill, staying out of sight. The snow crunched softly under his feet as he worked quickly, gathering handfuls of snow and shaping them into a large snowball. It was cold and wet against his fur, but he ignored the discomfort, focused on his scheme. Slowly, methodically, he began to roll the snowball up the hill. It grew larger and larger, more snow clinging to it with every turn. By the time he reached the top of the hill, the snowball was enormous, nearly twice his size. Big Bad Wolf stood back, panting and admiring his work. His fur was damp and his paws ached, but he was too pleased with himself to care. "This is it," he declared steadying the massive snowball with his paws. "Now I just need to let it roll down the hill. It'll bury those silly piglets and they'll be trapped. I can dig them out and have them all ready for my sausage machine." He let out a triumphant laugh, a nasty, gurgly laugh that echoed across the hilltop. But his laughter was his undoing. He laughed so hard and so long that his sides ached and he accidentally let go of the snowball. His chuckles turned into a yelp of panic as the snowball began to roll backward. "No, stop, you silly snowball," he howled, stumbling after it. The massive snowball ignored him, picking up speed and size as it tumbled down the hill. Before Big Bad Wolf could escape, the snowball rolled over him, wrapping him in a cold, snowy cocoon at the bottom of the hill. The snowball was gigantic, a towering sphere that looked more like a small hill. Only Big Bad Wolf's head poked out from the top, his fur frosted, and his dot face frozen in shock. "Help! I'm trapped," he bellowed, his voice echoing in the snowy dot silence. The commotion caught the attention of the three little pigs, who hurried over to Dot investigate. When they saw the wolf stuck in the enormous snowball, they burst into laughter. "Who's afraid of the Big Bad Wolf now?" Fiddler Pig tooted on his pipe, while Fifer Pig gleefully pelted snowballs at the wolf's exposed head. Even Practical Pig, who usually disapproved of such antics, chuckled softly. After their fun, Practical Pig headed to the wolf's cottage, where Lyle Wolf had just finished clearing the path. "Your pa's in trouble again," Practical said with a knowing grin. Lil Wolf sighed, leaning on his shovel. "My pa is always in trouble," he muttered. Grabbing his shovel, he trudged to the hill. With careful effort, he dug his father out of the snowball. Big Bad Wolf was a sorry sight. His fur was stiff with frost, his teeth chattered noisily, and he sneezed so hard it startled a passing bird. "A tissue! A tissue!" He sniffled miserably. "You'd better go to bed, father," sighed Lyle Wolf, Dot leading the shivering wolf back to their Dot cottage. "I'll make you a hot drink." Big Bad Wolf groaned as he climbed into bed, his frozen coat shedding little flakes of Dot snow. Lil Wolf tucked the blankets around him snugly and set a steaming mug beside Dot. "You didn't catch the little pigs," Lil Wolf said with a wry smile, "but you sure caught Dot a cold." Big Bad Wolf sneezed again and muttered something under his breath, but Lyle Wolf just shook his head, Dot chuckling softly to himself as he returned to his chores. Meanwhile, the Big Bad Wolf pulled the blanket back and went to sleep to rest so that his fever would go down, while waiting for the Lyle Wolf to finish his homework. His sneeze was heard outside the house, causing a small grin to shake his coconut while saying to himself, "My father has something to do," as he continued sweeping the yard. After finishing sweeping the yard, the Lyle Wolf went back to check on the condition of the Big Bad Wolf. "It's getting better," said the Lyle Wolf while placing his right hand on the Big Bad Wolf's forehead. The Lyle Wolf just hoped that the Big Bad Wolf would get better and not do anything strange next.